Sup, gangsters? It's me, the Blu-ray boy, and I'm here to make a little video. I just want to show you guys my Criterions, um, because I'm just in that kind of mood. I'm in the mood to give the people content. So Daddy made you your favorite content. Open wide. Here we go. I stole that from Bo Burnham. I'm not actually that clever. But you may notice I have glasses. It's because I'm blind now. I turned 30 and now my back hurts and I can't see anything. My teeth stopped working, so I had to go to the dentist, and then the whatever that eye doctor's called, optomelian or whatever, and then fucking I'm not going to the back doctor. I don't want them cracking my back because I heard if you crack your back, you could have a stroke or something sometimes. So I don't, I'm a hypochondriac, so I don't want any of that. Anyways, look at these. So this is kind of a throwback video, if anything. I think the first Blu-ray related video on my channel was me showing off my Criterion collection, but it's infinitely grown from there. These are arrows, of course, but I have my arrow like limited box set things, and Scream Factory 2. I have those kind of like leading into the Criterions in my collection. So first one, Vampire. These are the way I order my Criterions is like have them in order on the shelf is I do the ones in like the paper cases first because they kind of blend in with the arrow boxes, and then it goes into like the plastic cases. But I wish in a perfect world for me, these would be every Criterion would be a paper case because I love paper case. My big thing about why I love collecting physical media is the art of it all, and I really like all the artwork that's within. This vampire one is really cool. I love this packaging. You got a book about the movie and then the Blu-ray in there. But this is a really cool movie. I would say definitely check it out if you're down for a really surreal early. I think it came out in like 1930. Let's double check my info here. 32. All right. So it came out 32, 1 year after Dracula, I believe. Oh shit, I don't know. Now I'm doubting myself. Anyways, but it's a really good vampire movie. It's really surrealist. I would say if you're a fan of like surreal kind of horror, you'll be into it. Then we have Do the Right Thing, really good movie about kind of like race relations and stuff like that. A Spike Lee joint. I'm actually not a Spike Lee fan at all, but that's not to say he's never made a good movie. I like Do the Right Thing a lot. Silence of the Lambs is an all-time favorite of mine. I like to watch that movie while I'm eating liver and fava beans, if you know what I mean. And then Godzilla, straight up, that's one of the best movies ever made. There's nothing like it. The Irishman is really, really good. Scorsese film. It flies by. It only feels like 2.5 hours, but it's actually 3.5 hours. That one's really good. Night of the Living Dead. Thank God for this restoration because every other edition of Night of the Living Dead previously looked like somebody ran their shit through a projector. But this one, oh my God, looks like it was filmed yesterday in black and white. It's really, really pretty. Repo Man has the greatest punk rock soundtrack possibly of all time. If you like 80s hardcore punk, this movie was basically made for you. And if you love aliens and you love Harry Dean Stanton, you're going to have a really good time with this movie. And lucky me, I like all three. And then, okay, this is just straight up, this is a whole ass David Lynch collection right here. I got them in chronological order. I'm going to pre-order Inland Empire. And then if Criterion could just go ahead and release Wild at Heart and The Straight Story, and then we would have every David Lynch movie on Criterion, and the world would be so much more of a beautiful place. Russia would stop trying to bomb us all the time. Everybody could live peacefully and all this shit. So, that's my number one hope and aspiration for this year is that we get that announcement. Videodrome, one of the best David Cronenberg movies. Menace to Society, not quite as good as Boys in the Hood, but almost as good as Boys in the Hood. Love that movie. That was the first Criterion 4K I bought. I think that was one of the first ones that they announced, too. I think it was like this and Citizen Kane, if I'm not mistaken. True Stories, really, really good movie directed by David Byrne, who's the lead singer of the Talking Heads. Highly, highly recommend if you like weird, boring movies like I do. Boring in a traditional sense. Like, I'm not saying it's boring, but I'm saying, like, if you showed this to some guy who wears an Iron Man t-shirt every day and thinks Venom is the bestest movie ever, I don't think he would have a good time. Dazed and Confused, another really good kind of like a hangout movie. We got some Wes Anderson stuff here. We got Life Aquatic and Darjeeling Limited. If I'm being really, really honest with you guys, I'm not a massive Wes Anderson fan. I like those two movies. I like The Royal Tenenbaums. I don't hate any of his movies. It's just like those two are the ones I really, really like, you know. Election is really good. I was surprised to see Election get put in the Criterion collection, just because it's kind of like, not that it's just a raunchy comedy, you know, because there is more going on to it. There's more thought put into it, but it, you know, it's kind of a raunchy comedy. I don't know. I thought it was weird, but then, you know, they released Pink Flamingos, so I don't know. Silly me, I guess. War of the Worlds, really, really awesome. And then I bought this, and then like literally 2 months later, they announced the 4K of it, and I was like, oh, well, at least I got the Criterion. That's nice, even though it's a Blu-ray. Frownland, this movie had to grow on me. So the first time I saw this movie, I didn't know what to think, man. It's just an hour and 40 minutes of social anxiety, and it's a chore to watch. But then I watched it the second time, and I kind of saw the humor in it. And now, whenever I get really socially anxious or have any kind of anxiety, I think of myself as the character in that movie, and I feel like I have to tell myself to tone it the fuck down because I don't want to be the main character of Frownland. But if you've ever had any kind of anxious spat in your life, you're gonna know Frownland is not a good time for anybody involved in that movie. But it's directed by the lead actor that was in Daddy Longlegs. So it's kind of Safdie Brothers-esque. If you're a Safdie Brothers fan, if you like that kind of like intensity in movies and like relentlessness and edge of your seat kind of stuff, it's like that. But if you think about it, nothing actually happens. But when it's over, you feel like you need to take a deep ass breath and maybe a shower because you're just like, I don't know what the fuck I just watched. I don't know if it had a plot, but it was really intense. So I actually love this movie on second watch. It's actually like a movie I think about all the time now. Daddy Longlegs, Safdie Brothers' first like actual feature length film. Before this, they did a movie that was like an hour and 10 minutes called something about being a kleptomaniac or something, or stealing or something, the art of stealing, or I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. It's okay, but this is the first like true blue Safdie Brothers movie, and I love this movie. This movie and the rest of their career is flawless in my opinion. They're like my favorite directors at the moment, just pumping out nothing but gold. Carnival of Souls, really good early surrealist horror. I think it came out the same year, if I'm not mistaken, as Night of the Living Dead. But you know, kind of has the same feel to it, but it's really surreal, and it's not about zombies or anything. It's like more supernatural, but it's really cool. I don't know for a fact, but I think David Lynch probably watched this movie and was like, yo, I'm going to do weird shit like that. And then he did. Funny Games, which is a great movie. I wish that they would have the American remake on Criterion as well, because that would be cool to watch back to back, even though they're kind of shot for shot. But Funny Games is a really intense home invasion movie. It's like it's kind of like The Strangers, but like way more intense. It's like The Strangers is Weenie Hut Jr., and then this is the movie for men, you know. But it's really good. You just got to be ready to see some shit that you didn't want to see. Speaking of shit that you don't want to see, come and see. That movie is really, really intense. And by the end of it, you just want to cry and hug somebody, but it's awesome. It's probably the best war movie ever made, if not one of the best movies ever made, period. Rosemary's Baby, that's out of print, baby. It's, you know, you can buy the Paramount Presents edition of it now, but I love the Criterion, and I'm glad that I have it. Let's see, next we got Punch Drunk Love, which is tied with Uncut Gems for the best Adam Sandler dramatic movie. Really, really good movie. Again, kind of double feature with Frownland if you want to feel anxious. This guy kind of has anxiety, and his life is fucking intense with just people yelling at him all the time and needing stuff from him all the time, and his sister's a bitch, and then he meets somebody and it's a love story, but the whole time you're just kind of like, man, I need to breathe, you know? The Game, a really good David Fincher movie. I wish there was more Fincher stuff in the Criterion collection, because I would buy more of it. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, probably the best Johnny Depp movie. Really good drug trip movie. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, one of the best teenage movies of all time here. Was really excited when this got announced because the other Blu-ray looks like dog shit. The Blob, like that's just essential 50s movie fun. You know what I mean? That's perfect. Night of the Hunter is a great movie, really ahead of its time. Released 1955. Really, really good thriller. Haxan. Really good devil movie. It's kind of like a pseudo documentary. Like, it's a documentary, but they, you know, mostly it just exists to show you some crazy shit about the devil. Blowout, Quentin Tarantino's favorite movie, and one of my new favorite movies, honestly. This was really, really good. If you're into filmmaking, and murder mysteries, baby, this is the movie for you. Ghost World, really funny, really, really hilarious. I've reviewed this movie on the channel in the past. This is like an all-time favorite here. It's got the same kind of quirky humor as Napoleon Dynamite, but way funnier, and rated R, so they say fuck and all that fun stuff. Then we got The Last Temptation of Christ, which is, you know, I'm not a religious guy, but when I'm watching this movie, I believe it, baby. It's a really good Scorsese movie. Good if you're an atheist, good if you're a Christian, good for everyone. Just if you're like a hardcore Christian, you have your beliefs, be prepared for not to follow that exactly and try to have a good time. Then The Art Life, David Lynch documentary, really, really good. I'm a David Lynch fanboy, if you couldn't tell. And so, yeah, that's my Criterion collection. I just wanted to pop in, let you guys know I'm still alive. I can't see, and my back hurts. So have a good day, night, what have you. Sleep easy, have good dreams, and call me in the morning.